Grand final, everyone. It is Happy as an Undead for Lucky Future versus the Rogue Warrior Infi, who is playing Human. As we've said before, Infi has always won the encounters against Happy. When he played Human with Orc, he was defeated at WGL. And Happy has never defeated Infi online, only offline. So will this change? First time best of 5 between them. Huya Super League final on the way.
All right, looking forward to this. I was hoping Infi was not going to go for Orc because, yes, those games are entertaining, but it's mostly down to run-bys and lame, and then it's kind of only up to Happy to defend properly, and then he normally wins. This is going to be much more of a dynamic back-and-forth game now, I think. Infi in the past was quite frustrated with this matchup, but it seems to have gotten better. And as we pointed out earlier, one map ban each. Infi vetoing LR. Why is LR suddenly so horrible for Human? I don't get it. There's Concealed in the pool. There's Twisted in the pool. And instead he vetoes LR. I would love to know. There must be a good reason that I just simply am not aware of yet. Gonna have to ask Todd or something.
I am aware that we got a donation here. Drugs are bad. MK donates $5. Do you get less donations when you don't have the daily goal in the top right? Absolutely. These clean feeds when we don't have our overlay are not the greatest for donations and subs, but thank you very much for the contribution.
Point being brought up by chat as well. Only Romantic can win with tanks. Infi in the past used to play a lot of tanks. That was quite some time ago, back when we called him Infinite Towers. Is that a style that he's still fond of nowadays? Or is it the Knights Gyros style, which is the most meta build nowadays? Fast Expo into Knights Gyros? Or is it something different, perhaps?
Yeah. Happy has to react to it. Then Footman gets away, was surrounded for a bit. That disrupts Happy's creeping already.
Yeah, I like this Footman poke. I think it's intentional to get ensnared. It takes a lot of time off the DK, and if he wants to kill him, he has to invest 2 coils into the footy, or a ton of time. So I think this is a smart little play here, the sacrificial Footman.
Happy usually one of the best when it comes to creeping, to stealing creeps, but he's in no position to do that with the Acolyte. Infi takes care of it. Easy Acolyte kill. Thank you, Ankla, for the 413 sub. And that's a fairly easy early game for Infi, level 2 already. Creeping is natural now. Happy is not around.
Yeah, and that's another thing about the sacrificial Footman. Again, taking time off of Happy to delay everything. And now the AM fairly quickly for Concealed, going for that natural, not going to be getting punished. With a footy kill, however, Happy, that experience along with the first camp is level 2 right away. But expansion is about to come up. AM's level 3 and has an insanely nice inventory.
Oh, it's really perfect. And the level 3, so helpful. Poison is, of course, not the greatest. But what can happen?
I love the scout footy.
Yeah, so smart. Also, thank you, Babadi and Bobster Mage, for the continuous subs. Love you guys.
So Happy's coming in, coil aggressively against the peasants, gonna get 1 at least. But, like, to break even here in this early, I think he needs at least 3.
That was the second one against Sock. He made that masterfully, killed 1 peasant after the next, but now, thanks to the Archmage inventory, DK HP is already low. Not sure if he has another rod of Necromancy. Thank you, Mighty Nighty, for the 12-1-3 sub.
Did we mention Bobster Mage?
Yes.
Thank you guys all very much. So DK comes back in, does have more rods. He did purchase a second set, and that should be at least a 3rd peasant kill. All right, so Happy is finding some decent damage here. 3 peasant kills is over, all right.
The Expo got delayed because of it. Can you get another one? Nice juggling. And that should be the kill on the skeleton and the save on the Footman. Infi making sure that there's no spa time for Happy at the fountain. Okay, there's 3 more Rods of Necromancy. And tier 2 is done, Lich is coming, statues are coming. Is
Oh,
Infi
that
ready?
slaughterhouse is really far forward. Slaughterhouse cancels, though. We don't really see too much nowadays anymore. So, not gonna be in danger. Tier 2 tech comes in before the undead tier 3 starts. So, pretty good time for Infi.
Yeah, I agree. Does he have enough footmen, though? Is the second question. He has 5. So it should be alright. But is it still the case when we have Nova available?
I like the heavy creeping here on Infi. If he gets to level 4 quickly, he's gonna have so much mana sustain.
Yeah.
So many elementals. And he's very close to that now. He must know the Lich is about to be out. So he needs defend. That is the time you want to get defend for when the Lich is coming. Nothing is coming from the barracks. So I think he has it already.
If not, that's a pretty powerful push.
Again, the scout with like 1 water elemental sent towards the south.
Yeah.
Always really good by Infi.
It's kind of an undead play, right? Like, we've seen so much scouting with skeletons and illusions and all, and Infi turning this, like, on its head a little.
Yeah, and if he hadn't scouted there, he would have blindly gone to the green, would have been in a bad position, Slow would have been on his footman, everything would have been lined up, Nova coming in, right clicks, 1, 2, 3 kills. Oh, only now the defend. Wow, that is pretty greedy. That is asking for the perfect Nova. Nova comes in, hits 4 footmen, kills 1 off instantly.
Happy in trouble not getting surrounded there. Needs to move a lot. Sweet sidestep. But this one, he can't get. He's trying to fight out with the Coil and Nova. There was 200 mana used. And Infi throws him back without too many losses. Was around though.
Oh, 4 skeletons around. Nicely done. Keeps it closed with the Coil. Happy with the sick play.
How does he always realize that this is the moment to do such a pimp play?
That was pretty cool, man. That was pretty cool. The replenishment for the AM now coming in very, very handy. Water Elemental kill is finally level 3 for the DK. The SimCity at the expansion, honestly, not too good. It's really easy to especially attack the Arcane.
Fiends are diving hard. Want to cancel the replenishment, which is nice. That was the last bit of mana. Not too sure if Happy can accomplish too much. Infi towers and tech to tier 3. What's next for the Russian? Statue and stay here?
Yeah, 4 Fiends plus 2 statues, 5 Fiends plus 2 statues plus Orb. That is the big power spike for the Undead. It's up to Infi to... Well, he can't really delay that, but at least hold stably for when that comes. And the MK is going to swing then things around, possibly. Looking for the surround again. But that didn't quite happen. Footies eat the Nova once more. And now we're at this point. I think this is 4 Fiends, maybe even 5 with a double statue. It's really hard to push the Undead back here. Infi has to wait for his MK now.
Okay. Thank you, Drilltainment, for the 100 bits. Good morning, smiley face. A little bit late to the party, my man. You missed quite a bit. But glad we have you by our side here now. Infi trying to run away. He never got this level 4.
He just needs the skeleton.
He just needs the skeleton. He just needs this skeleton, actually.
Yeah, kill him.
Could easily get it.
He's not killing him. Bro, please.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a
my
mistake.
OCD.
Do you think it is time for the Lord of the Pit as a third hero again?
That is what Happy has been favoring quite heavily. Wouldn't surprise me. He is at the tavern right now. Tier 3 should be done. Tier 3, by the way, also coming in for Infi at a fairly quick pace. And it is Pit Lord time. Rain of Fire will be the choice here. Again, the Water Elemental Scout. I love this. Again, Infi has a head start on this push. But also, Destroyer already in position for the run by.
Both are playing this very intelligently. Infi...
AM go for Blizzard? That would be kind of a classic Infi play.
Yeah. We don't have an overlay, unfortunately.
Don't think so. Arcane in a really good position, by the way. It's very hard for the Pit Lord to find a spot to cast without being mana burned.
There is the Rain of Fire. And follow up with the Nova. The synergy of the 2 AoE spells is pretty great, but he needs to get the kills. Here's the first one.
Is the one destroyer enough to hold off in the main is the question. Next rain of fire coming in, but repair after repair. A few peasants died, yes, but there's backup peasants.
There's no mana anymore. Needs to dive. That costs him the next coil.
Of course, multitasking here being heavily required from both. It is Blizzard, by the way. The typical Infi play. Makes a lot of sense here.
But his Echo so far is wiped out of the expansion. Many kills now. Level 2 for the Lich. How is Happy's economy holding on is the question. So far, so good. Ghouls are hurt though. All dead. Except one in the north.
Love the heal pot on the AM. To stay in here for a little bit longer. If he kills these ziggurats, that's a really big deal. Happy doesn't want to have to TP back for this.
But I feel like he has to. 2 towers, 2 ziggurats, 20 pop would be blocked. Invo potion now as well. A never-ending winter in the undead base. TP out now. Ziggurat's still there.
And now AM at the expansion, a nicely protected position. Now we can use the Blizzard over at his natural. Happy breaks the blacksmith. That means no knights. That's a big deal. George Mac Harrison, thank you for the sub.
So, this is a classic Infi play, as we said. He hides behind his Town Hall, casts the Blizzard, forces the Fiends to move back. Same goes for Lich and Pit Lord. Otherwise it takes too much AoE. But usually we see this Blizzard play on maps like Echo Isles. On CH, when there is fountains, I don't know if that's too effective. The next push into the base will be brutal, though.
Happy's repairing the herd ziggurats. This costs a lot of gold.
Yeah.
But he wants to be safe, I guess.
The one knight down to 50%. With no upper fire with this build, though, then.
Infi has the good economy, Infi has the good tech at this point, but he has really weak heroes. AM level 4, that one's strong, of course, but MK and Pally both only level 1. That is rather underwhelming. Happy. Scourge, Bone Chimes, and Happy, dude, I swear. He's been finding them so much.
Maybe you should play more ghouls. You would love that, won't you?
Frenzy ghouls?
First tank, second tank. Infi is going back to the 2010 meta. Just like Fortitude showed us. It's possible to break Happy with tanks, and if that means you need 20 tanks, then so be it. All for the W.
But at the moment he's staying in no upkeep. Infi is. So only 2 tanks so far. Looks like for the time being, these tanks are supposed to be distraction, and Infi wants to creep up elsewhere on the map. Happy is creeping really heavily, by the way. Takes out the lab over here. Gets a big consumable there as well. But the red camp goes to Infi. Finally some experience going towards this Mountain King and Pally. But only the 3 heroes and 1 knight. It's not that easy to creep. Blizzard, of course, tons of damage. But no sustain. Aside from the Pally.
What do we have? Oh, Cloak of Flames is nice on this Mountain King, but he's getting caught in the middle of the map. Nice reaction by Happy, immediately sending the ghouls. Ultimate is getting ready for more Blizzard to support this push. And Happy has to react. And that means Infi can reestablish his Echo and starts the 2-base play again.
That's a lot of time bought for Infi.
Yeah. That's what these tanks are supposed to do. And they do it again and again and again.
Still sitting at 50. Is Happy intentionally letting these tanks on low HP get away? So they soak up supply?
They don't give too much experience, so I can definitely see that.
Happy's creeping up more and more, about to get level 4 DK here, which is always a nice level for the level 2 Aura. Lich, level 3. Pit Lord, pretty close to 3 as well. Scroll the Beast, when there's no breakers involved, is really good.
Also no priests. No inner fire, no dispel. So that will help a lot. But Infi's getting the second red spot. Nothing Happy can do about it. Level 3 MK. Oh, level 2 MK, sorry.
But soon Happy has to think about whether he wants to all-in or counter-expand. Like, normally, he can't do this for much longer on one base, can he? I mean, he's racing to soak up the map, trying to force these MK and Paladin heroes to remain low level.
It's only 2 workshops, right? I think one on the main, one on the expansion. That's not too easy to overwhelm with double workshop only. Flag cannon transition now, so we go for gyros.
And armor upgrades for the tanks. Knights coming in. Okay, so no mass tank choo-choo into the main.
Infi's army so far really underwhelming. Shield scroll and invul. Is it an acolyte moving over? Is the question now. See it on the left-hand side? Yes. So counter expansion it is. There's always a second point of attack for the tanks, making it easier to make them work. But if
really
this
good levels now.
Huh?
We're happy, really good levels now. 4-3-3.
Yes.
4-2-2 for Infi as well, but that's a big difference, level 3 versus level 2. Tank drop into the main!
Oh, Infi, so dirty, yet so effective with Blizzard. Needs to repair this haunted gold mine, costs quite a bit, triggers the town portal. There is web, so Infi will lose these tanks and the Zeppelin most likely, and he can deal with it.
Rain of Fire.
Not using it so far. The Fiend can't reach, but the Destroyers can, so they will most likely die. But as I said, second point of attack is the bottom right, and that's exactly where Infi is. Crash and burn. Not really. Not yet, but yeah, it's too easy. Or is it? So far, Happy holds both.
And all that repair drained more lumber, so Happy still doesn't have the Haunted coming up. Zeppelin also survived. That one can be repaired now. Yeah. Infi's attempting the strategy of death by 1,000 cuts.
Pretty good plays already in the first game here. Not the flashiest yet, except the 4 units around. By Happy early. But they do a lot of things right. Infi now blocking some units in his base. But where's Infi's mass? So far, doesn't feel so threatening.
But he can decide to go up to 80 supply tanks, and that would be scary, scary to go up against. Pit Lord can be a decent answer to that, actually. With Rain of Fire. And perhaps even Cleave. 75 for Infi. 66 for Happy. But there's a lot of supply for Infi stuck in tanks, we have to remember.
Maybe also in the base. Knight's still great at killing buildings as well. Happy response. Is Infi sending something to the bottom right now?
I was totally expecting a Zeppelin drop.
Yes. But I think he mistimed it a little. It's flying over now. Something is coming at the right-hand side. You see the blue dots moving. Finally, this knight is free. Or is it? Soon? There we go.
Yeah, Happy needs narrow towers at the expansion to slow down the tank attack speed. But all expensive, of course. And here comes the classic Infi play. Main army attacking into the main, and now tanks dropping towards the expansion. And that is so hard to deal with. There's one wagon in position, but against 3 tanks.
It's rough. It's real rough. Happy found a good way of dealing with Infi's orc lame, but tanks feels like it's bleeding him dry. Oh, such a nice 2-round attack. How is Happy supposed to defend at both sides? Coil Nova versus Archmage is a way of doing this. Town Portal out, of course. He won't get a gift like Sock gave him. Cool surrounds here. But the Necropolis falls, so he can't TP here anymore. Infi with big plays and big damage.
Yeah. Killing 3 expensive buildings right here, which is very painful for Happy on only 1 mining base. He kills off the 3 tanks, but Those can easily be replenished.
Yeah.
Or perhaps now that Infi knows the opponent is only on one mining base, perhaps now it's really time to switch into fighting gear and go full out nice gyros. Doesn't need breakers even, because he knows Happy is too broke for a Banshee transition. Infi playing this pretty damn well so far.
Yeah, pretty much no mistakes. I think it goes to the shop, get an invul potion so his heroes are safe as well.
And now gyros probably have landmines, I imagine. Can take out the expansion by themselves. Smart plays by Infi. Smart plays. AM staff, or rather Zeppelin drop into the main. More damage, more repair, more resources required.
So annoying. So annoying. And no anti-air here, no Fiend parked, no web to be used.
Wait,
what?
75 supply, that's for Infi, right? Not for Happy? Yeah, okay. Happy has been losing buildings a lot, but he hasn't really been losing units, so that's something going for Happy, I guess. Takes out the Zeppelin.
That's one threat less. It doesn't have to be like too careful at the moment. Are the number of fiends enough? Can you take a straight on fight? It's a lot of knights. Happy only at 66 supply, and the expo doesn't work. Nova into the knights, so it's kind of easy to move the fiends against them. Gyro's not willing to commit at the moment.
Oh, that blizzard was so good, dude. That blizzard was so good. Not just good, doing good DPS, but also forcing the fiends to run, and with that having no damage output.
Again. He cast the blizzard far in the back, so the fiends kind of walk through it, and then try to stutter step again. And as always, the undead, no disable against this. Fiend is safe for now. We see a very important frost armor, sweeps around, level up for the Mountain King. And that is huge for level 3. Destroyer's getting safe, but overwhelming mass of Infi. DK a little far forward, maybe. Could be caught with a Stormbolt and then die. There's no TP.
Stepping onto the Blight, and in Black Citadel range, though, that's dangerous. It's going to cost a few gyros at the very least, perhaps even a Knight, unless the staff is ready. But the staff is ready. But this going back and forth is all buying time for the towers, getting ready for the third base.
Indeed. And this is the important base. Gyros are falling rather quickly, but so are the fiends now. Knights are connecting. Nice micro by Infi. Coil executes one. That's the level 4 for the Pit Lord, right?
Yep.
Pretty good as well. Another Knight falls. Trades it for a fiend. TP out. Happy.
TP out?
I
that
guess
exposes the towers.
Oh man, Knights fell like flies. We have a cannon tower even. And no expo up. Oh wow, I thought this is way more safe.
Yeah, Happy pushes back this force. I also thought this battle was going to keep on raging for a while and buy time for those towers, but no. Crucial moment in this game that Happy forces Infi away and keeps him on 2 bases.
And what are the tanks supposed to do now? Main is dry for Infi. It's one base at the moment. Not for much longer anymore.
Oh damn!
Oh damn, yes!
23 minutes already?
Yeah, like time flies with the 2.
Yeah, you know, Infi, yes, he killed the expansion, but he invested heavily into that. Zeppelin after Zeppelin, tank after tank.
Did you catch how much gold is remaining in the upper left? I didn't see it.
Oh, this is an amazing game already. Acolytes around to make it even more amazing.
And it's only game number 1, ladies and gentlemen.
This DK must be getting close to level 5 as well, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, if the Pit Lord is 4, the DK must be very close to 5. 2k in the main, thank you. 2k doesn't last forever.
69 supply for Happy. He's got a big army.
He has no TP, right? Main is expired from him as well. Sells the tower. That's well. Altar.
Yeah, classic Happy play. For 90 gold, risks the game.
I mean, if you lose a hero, the game is over anyway. Most likely. So.
Sometimes there's these scenarios where there's only like 2 units left, and then you need to revive a hero. But okay, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, against Lawlight, right?
Is it 69 versus 69 supply?
Wow.
It is. That's pretty cool. Blizzard Retrain. He's going back to elementals. What?
Yes.
Why?
He must be so sure that he kills all the destroyers early.
And he
a lot
has
of
good
cool-
gyro numbers.
Yeah.
But dude, if Infi fails with this attack, it's looking rough.
Yeah, then he's outmined in the upper left as well. The fight to decide map number 1 is about to happen. One tank again doesn't do anything. Free mana for the destroyers. 3 of them getting rid of that water elemental immediately.
I think 3 Destros is too much for this number of gyros. I think it's only like 9 gyros or something. It's
mean
even
it's
less?
like-
7. That's not enough.
You mean the destroyers will kill them easy, or it's too
Yeah.
many of them? Okay, yeah.
Like, maybe not by themselves necessarily, but with Fiend help and Rain of Fire.
Rain of
It's
Fire,
it's level 2 Rain of Fire now, which is
Yes.
actually pretty damn good against gyros.
Infi. He looked so good in the mid game.
Damn, what a game, dude. What a game.
Infi is, I guess, starting to mine out and then
DK,
get this
DK
one
at level
push.
5 with the Water Elemental, I think.
Ooh, that's big. Infi, do you wait until your gold mine is empty? No level 3 on the Paladin. No Devotion Aura, so he's safe with the Invul. Free damage at the moment. The gyros won't really reach. Here comes the Flag Cannon attack, but could micro be happy, obviously. Oh, that's a big attack, though. Here comes the coil, back to 100% pretty much. Fiend a little bit out of position. Uses the Holy Light offensively to get rid of it, but here you can see the effect of Rain of Fire. As long as the Pitlord can cast it, this is very good AoE against the gyros. But is it enough Fiends anymore?
Yeah, numbers are dwindling. 4 Fiends left only for Happy here, I think. And the gyros surviving for a surprisingly long time. Destroyers also still somewhat alive. One of them died, 2 still remaining. Knights, I think, all still alive.
That Fiend save was pretty sick, but also very, very necessary. Mountain King caught off guard, but he's super tanky. Kills the Fiend. Happy throws everything into this defense. He's mining again, okay. But it feels like the ground army is just overwhelming by Infi.
Stormbolt on the Pitlord, but that one is a hard guy to kill. Coil comes towards the Fiend. Pitlord in serious trouble right now.
Trouble indeed. Invul Potion. The wagon is about to die as well. Nova onto these Knights. How long will this Pitlord survive? He needs a coil, but Happy has no mana anymore for the healing. Knight's about to drop Staff out. Archmage level 6 now. Mass Teleport. That should be the win. The ultimate is so powerful. Big Nova. Happy down to 42 supply. But with his base now. That turned the game around once.
And Infi can't quite close it out.
Oh, the tank though! He killed the Haunted Gold Mine with the tank. No one's mining. Long distance mining for Infi. And now what hero combo will prevail? Happy, DK Lich, Pit Lord, and statues in the back. On the other side, Archmage,
hell, dude.
Mountain King, Paladin with the Brilliance Aura. That hero tank for Infi though.
I think, by the way, how Infi won that fight is he stacked up all the gyros, forced the Rain of Fire to come in, and then immediately microed out of the Rain of Fire, always with the gyros. They survived really well.
So good.
Also level 5 AM, by the way, not level 6.
Oh, okay. 70 supply for him though.
Yeah.
And the Staff of Sanctuary. So good to save these Knights. And now look at this Congo line. Like a street of ants. Infi is having some income. Happy is trying to re-establish a base. Can he buy the time? Oh, clash again. Infi wants to go with the tank once more. Mana's looking okay for Happy, but so is it for the Mountain Guy. Exactly what you said. Rain of Fire gets cast. He sends them all out of range. So good. Threatening an Archmage attack here, though. Oh, both are surrounded. No, Archmage isn't. DK is. Has no TP and nothing to save himself. Coil Nova is not enough. DK falls, and the Holy Light on the Archmage. Happy taps out. Infi takes map number 1.
Damn, what a map.
Yep.
Damn, what a map.
Yep.
Infi with the 1-0 lead, but boy, did he have to fight hard for that one. My goodness.
Sick plays by both of them. So
involved
smart.
blizzard, staffs, tanks, zeppelins,
Yeah.
everything he could get his hands on.
What now? Like, how do we top this now? After CH first.
Yeah, this should have been the last map, dude. Like, that one is hard to improve on. But yeah, this is exactly what I was hoping for. This is two masters of their craft. Two of the kings of their race.
Absolutely. In front of more than 4,000 viewers, high noon in the Huya Super League. Still a long journey for both of them. It's a best of 5. First to 3 takes the gold medal and $4,500. 4,300.
Smart build here by Infi. I think that Footman seriously gets intentionally sacrificed nowadays. You run into the ensnare, you try to force the DK to chase the footy for the kill, for the level 2, and get that expansion up safely. Like, let's think back to the early game. This was actually really good for Infi. He got level 3 for free. He didn't give up any experience from the creeps. DK was level 2 for a long time. He got insanely good inventory. Expansion came up pretty fast. Tech was pretty fast as well. The Blizzard, the first run-by into the main, did quite a bit, forcing tons of repair.
Yeah.
But Happy, with his outstanding micro as always, barely lost any units ever. He lost buildings, he lost expansions, but it took forever until he started losing fiends.
Yeah. And how this all started with this one footman by Infi that decided pretty much the entire game, like how the game goes from that moment on. And this, how effective this one footman movement was to slow down Happy, to make sure he's not harassing you at your expo. Mastercraft.
Yeah. Next map, I would imagine to be Twisted Meadows.
Should be, right? That
Has
would
been
the
a human
normal.
nightmare for a long time, but in the last couple of weeks, we have seen some
Northern-
humans.
of course. It's Happy. It's Northern Isles. He loves this map so much. He's pretty flawless on this map.
Yeah, and here we see an overview again. Once more, Infi vetoed LR over Twisted and Concealed. And for Concealed now I can see a really good reason. Just kind of because of that footman in the opening. But how is he going to handle Twisted? It's going to be cool.
And how
Great
does he
final
handle-
so far, already.
And how does he handle Northern Isles? That is Happy's home turf. On no map is he better and feels more invincible. Starting at the bottom left for Lucky Future is Happy, upper right in the blue Rogue Warrior Infi with the 1-0 lead. No match points yet. We have this best of 5. Dude, Infi, first tournament of the year, always crazy grand final. Last year it was he was up against Lin in the Thunder and Fire Cup, if I remember that correctly. That was insane. Or was it Yule Cup? Something. This best of 5 final between them was nothing but epic, and I can definitely see a game of epic proportions on the horizon here. Thank you, Derek, for the 2-month resub. This stream got me back in the game with Reforged out soon. Keep doing you. We will. We will.
I wonder if Infi has as nifty of an opening here once again. So, one of the weaknesses for Happy, everyone knows, he has one build, and that one he pretty much plays all the time. Sometimes there's adjustments, like against 1-0 he played Naga second, which totally I was stunned by. But here already earlier against Sok, we saw Happy going from green to then harass. That's a late harass. So I wonder if Infi can squeeze in a fast expansion, like green into, like 1 green into expansion right away or something like that. That would be really hard for Happy to harass if Infi is aware of that possibility. Because I'm pretty sure Happy is going to go for the same opening here once again. Yeah. Same build and same creep route, that is.
I agree. Against Sok, he didn't look too crazy good on this map. On Amazonia, for sure. On this map, I think it was just Sok donating the Archmage to Happy that really turned the game on its head. But before, I don't feel Happy's build and creep route was like too impactful.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Of course, to be fair, after that game 1, it's hard to impress at the same level again.
Yeah. But
ironic.
I mean,
thank you very much for the sub. And Julian, Thank you for the €5. I'm drinking rum. Seems like I am fine for now. Well, glad
In
you
the
are.
middle of the day. Nice. On a Sunday. Nice.
Yeah, and exactly. The footy harass is coming in again.
Yeah.
And it is Groundhog Day from map 1. 1 green into Expo. Footman keeps track. Footman delays. And there's no way Happy can steal any of these creep blast hits.
No. There's no skeletons nearby. DK is far away. He's going to green. He's going to be level 2. He can, of course, go with a lot of necromancy to the spot and try to kill some workers. But this is good progress for this Archmage. Good start for Infi again.
And the downside of this build for Infi is, after you finish the natural, you're not level 3. Ideally, when you're human, in a perfect world, you want to finish the natural creep, then you're level 3, you have the level 2 elementals, and then if you have to defend all the time, you have the water elementals that you need for that. And he's going towards the next green, and here we can see, this will still not be enough for level 3 AM, so this could be a game where AM is stuck on level 2 for a long time, which can be problematic. Happy now coming in for the harass at the expansion. Full mana on the DK. This could be quite a few peasant kills.
Infi is reacting nicely to this, but first one dead. Second one, oh, he's gonna go for the triple kill here. Number 2. And, oh, not number 3 yet. There we go. Slows down this expansion progress quite a bit. Blasting through his mana. To great effect so far.
Yeah, 4 peasants lost. That hurts.
For the Fiend, though.
And here, not having level 2 water elemental is becoming painful.
The Fiend is dead. Nice block by Infi right there. But another kill. 2 workers remaining.
Yeah, I think that was 5 peasant kills if I saw that right.
Now he has to move back. He got level 3 eventually.
Oh, the Acolyte gives him level 3. Acolyte plus Fiend. Wow. That Fiend kill was actually really important.
Yeah. 19 supply. He has nothing to work with at the moment. Expo is up. Tech will be very late.
Infi's just is still mass producing footmen, of course. Footies farms peasants. Footies farms peasants. That's the early game for human. With the level 2 elementals, this AM is pretty strong right now. Stealing 1 more green camp away. Ooh, Happy slips by TH. He was trying to scout for it with a footy, but didn't quite see it. Uh-oh. And there's no tower up at the expansion yet.
Oh.
This may cost Infi the TP.
Is there still a corpse to use? Yep, there is. Easy kill. On the other side, the slaughterhouse is quite an invitation to get punished as well with the level 2 water elementals. Infi brings in more damage. That should be the cancel, but also... Oh, illusions here now. Okay, no tier 3 then. Happy is a little crippled as well with this move.
Very interesting now. Completely different mid-game from what we saw on map 1, with kind of both armies ignoring each other. Happy upgrading a spirit tower. If there's no defense on the footage, that's going to be very strong. Lich is going to come out in a second, but is he enough with a handful of ghouls and skeletons to hold off against this pressure from Infi?
The slaughter continues in the north, man. I would love to see how much experience he got there. DK ghouls are falling. Tech even further delayed. Almost is surrounded in the second Fiend. Can't really afford to lose them. Nova on this Archmage trying to threaten him back. TP home now.
And this is really hard to tell. Like, who did this favor now?
Yeah.
And we have the perfect observer overview, but judging in-game as the player, was that bad for me? Was that good for me? How am I going to adjust my build now? How am I going to adjust my timings? This is super hard to tell.
Infi started the tech, and I guess that's the most important thing for now. Lots of footmen. And Happy's tier 3 is far away. We don't even have a statue. We don't even have a slaughterhouse. I think Infi has the lead here now.
Yeah, I would say so too. The human tier 2 tech is quite a bit ahead of the undead tier 3. That is normally kind of a good indicator.
Lumber could be an issue for Infi. Can go for Shredder, can go for Lumber Mill. Pesky Skeletons kills another one. Close to level 3 now.
Oh, in the middle, the footies. Without the DK there, the Lich with the Fiend certainly can't fight that number of footmen. Should certainly have defended this point as well. Number of footies, by the way, Remo approves. That's like 8 or 9.
Playing mass skeletons constantly. Needs, of course, a lot of gold to restock the Rod of Necromancies, but so effective. Slowly but steady.
Yeah, this costs a ton of lumber.
Yeah. And then tier 3 will be late as well. He's down to 66 lumber.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought he had more than
Tier
that.
3 is super late.
He needs MK. He needs maybe not necessarily Sanctum, but ideally you want to go Sanctum on tier 2. And tier 3. That's a lot of lumber required. Happy should not be on his way to tier 3 now as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Orb and Destroyers are still far away. So here we see tier 2 finished, MK coming, more peasants on the way from both bases.
And we have a fight in the middle. First footman down immediately. Lich has 2 Nova if he wants to. Mountain King is not out yet. That's level 3 finally. Makes the nuke more threatening. Archmage close to level 4. He got the items. Especially this Invul potion.
He sold the item he found right away, so apparently not that good. Or did Happy steal it? He didn't steal it, did he?
I don't know, but it's Happy.
Once again,
possible.
Arcane Tower really exposed. That's like one weakness that Infi keeps showing. His SimCity, really not that good.
Over again. Here's the statue. He cannot afford to lose it. Almost getting surrounded, but that's some free damage for the Russian. My stream. There we go.
MK comes in, and with the Stormbolt now,
Yes.
everything changes. Finally, Infi has decent kill opportunity himself.
But it's so much mana for Happy. Like, during the attack, he was blasting through it, using coil after coil after coil. And now, for the majority of the fight, he used one coil, right? The second one, all the saves.
Yeah. Statue positioning and uptime and switching between heals and mana regen, by the way, also outstanding. Something that is rather subtle, but very important on the high level to maintain. And Infi has not killed anything here yet, and the footy numbers are starting to drop.
There's more Stormbolt. Can he out-heal the Bolt all the time? He's trying to get another Nova. Then this Archmage is living a dangerous life. This Fiend, though, surrounded, willing to coil it, trying to fight out. Fiend numbers are rising, so is the damage, and he breaks out of that surround.
Dude, Happy's micro here is so good. Like, his positioning and individual unit movement everywhere is so good. But that shouldn't come as much of a surprise, I guess. He does that pretty much all the time. Tier 3 is now finally coming. It was delayed for Infi, but now is on the way. Statues weren't killed, but they were forced very low HP, so forced back to the main. Tome of Retraining again, so it's gonna be Blizzard time soon, boys.
Alright. Is he playing the tanks game again on NI? This was the map where Romantic played 20 tanks.
First Destroyer morphed. Being sent back to the main right away. Happy is expecting the run-bys. And Orb now for the Lich. Okay, this is the serious power spike for the Undead, where Happy claims absolute map control. And Infi has to decide whether he wants to hunker down and turtle really hard, or go for the split push, the run-by. And looks like run-by is the choice here for him.
Okay. Happy has no intention of expanding so far, so more creeping for Infi.
Happy found the heal ward. For
Yes.
a Pit Lord Siege, that's really good.
Yes. Did he go for the Pilo? Not too sure. Don't think so. Nope.
And again, this Arcane is really far forward. All 6 Fiends can super easily attack this one. Plus the Lich. I don't know if you can repair against this.
That was the only Nova. Happy has the gold. Oh no, that's Infi. Happy should have the gold though, right? For the third hero. And here we go again. Blizzard onto main and towers. Will force a repair, but it's one footy dead for sure. And DK defends this alone. Lich and Fiends still able to attack. Destroyer and DK.
I love the staff this time by Happy. Makes a lot of sense. Would have loved to see him give the heal ward over to the Lich as well, but there's so much going on. Hard to make do everything perfectly. Or even A-click with the Fiends to lose tower aggro to save that one in the north. The DK gets more experience. He gets level 4. That's a nice level up. And Happy is playing a pretty damn good game here. Looking close to perfect is the
Only
Russia.
triple hero remaining for Infi. 1 footman, okay, but will die soon. Holy Light is now the X factor with only 1 coil remaining. But yeah, he is doing a tremendous amount of damage in the north. Infi can't really follow it up. Blizzard again. Ghouls so well controlled. And the arcane is gone. Statue can heal it the entire time.
But mining is still fully established. That one isn't being really slowed down. Happy is trying to force the AM away by attacking him, but there's so much Holy Light thanks to that level 2 aura. It's hard to break through this. Happy in the meantime, though, not losing too much himself. Only ghouls, which are pretty cheap to replace.
Blacksmith down again. Prevents rifles, tanks, maybe even gyros. I don't know if he has the workshop. Oh, tanks are coming. All right. Does he have the coil mana ready? Not ready. Oh, there's a mana potion, right? Yeah, there is. He just wants this Archmage gone. If that means more gold, okay, but there is Holy Light against this, and he uses the coil defensively. High pressure on Happy.
The Lich keeps pressuring the peasants, but towers are returning damage. Fiends are starting to fall. Infi is coming back into this game after Happy played seemingly so extremely well. Tanks doing plenty of damage, but only 2 tanks. They are still somewhat easily dealt with slow towers and ghouls.
Yeah, he would love to have the orb ready, of course. But Infi has to retreat. Knights now coming into this mix, but again, he won't have too many knights. Needs to rebuild the blacksmith.
Lich level 3. Big
Nice
level up.
saves by Infi, by the way, on these peasants. They all have like 2 HP.
2 more tanks on the way.
Oh, ghouls are healthy. Okay. And there was a lot of repair. And now Infi can stand in tower range, cast the blizzard, damage the fiends. Statue is almost dry.
Happy is still in trouble in this game.
Yeah. No counter expansion coming up this time. It's not even crept yet. Even if he wanted to, he can't. But it's only 50 supply for Infi. The most threatening thing is, of course, tanks. 2 pooled, waits for more. Is it time for the pit lord now?
Yeah. 2 tanks, the ghouls can still deal with. 4 tanks, Happy will have to come back to the main.
Pit lord it is.
Rain of Fire into the peasants. Arcane Tower not in range for once. Mining denied again.
Can he break this now?
Blizzard versus Rain of Fire.
Yeah.
Interesting dynamic here.
Song of Ice and Fire for sure. Rain of Fire, Nova, and Blizzard.
But Infi's waiting for those tanks to arrive, and now
they're coming.
At least 1 more tank has arrived.
Yeah.
I think it's only 3 though, not 4.
I think so too. But can he break this expansion? Needs mass repair. There's still mana on Lich and Pit Lord.
Staff in from the AM to the tanks. Happy has to TP.
He can't fight against Blizzard. I wonder what the upgrades are on the tanks, but he needs mass repair. He's right-clicking a lot. It's only the DK immediately coiling. He holds the Black Citadel, doesn't he? Oh, the Invo Potion on his Archmage. So good.
The Citadel's gonna fall.
Yeah. Can't hold it anymore. Is it really that important, though? Not sure.
For potions, it is, but the rest, not too much.
Oh, and now he clears the ziggurats. Happy's falling apart. He's supply stuck. He's losing more.
Yeah, the tanks are doing it again. Seems to be the best answer against Happy.
And it's more time for creeping. Archmage is coming into the south again. He's mining at 2 bases. Only 41 supply. But he doesn't need much supply. He needs 3 tanks, an Archmage, and that is enough.
Damn again. Doing tons of damage with this blizzard.
If he gets 1 Coil Nova, is it enough already? I don't think so, right? Infi should be wise enough to keep his Archmage healthy enough to survive this.
Damn, they're both playing so good. With their unit movement, with their pressure and defensive plays. But now it's Infi coming in full force towards the main. It's only a DK defending. The main army is in the north. Can the DK really do it by himself? It doesn't look too likely.
He has a couple of coils ready. Is there an Invo potion still on this Archmage? I'm not 100% sure. I don't think so, actually. He needs to break this somehow. Oh, Knights are approaching the Acolytes. Knights, nice addition.
No, these Acolytes can't be remade, remember.
Yeah. That's true. And he loses one. It's only 3 remaining. Nice juggling. He kills that knight. Archmage is in trouble. Super low. Oh my. That could have maybe decided the game here. 7 seconds. Needs to get out then ASAP. He's trying to kill every single Acolyte here. TP out it is. Can he get the Paladin? Would be big. No. Everything saved. Infi is so strong. And there's the shop now. And he can't break that base. Too much repair. Not enough damage. Happy is desperate now.
I think Happy needed a second at his staff quite a while ago. The lack of mobility, Infi is punishing pretty heavily right now. Blizzard was Rain of Fire once again.
No coil. Oh, long range coil. Here we go. DK arrives when he needs to.
More tanks coming.
Yeah. Happy can't even mine. Now the Ziggurat is ready. Now he can go for Acolytes again. But guess what? Archmage, Blizzard, over and over again. The most typical Infi play. It's dirty. It looks disgusting, but it's so effective.
So Infi, is he finally killing these Ziggurats? This would be a big blow. Yeah, one of them certainly gonna die.
Happy holding on to the alive. Rain of Fire into the main. But for how much longer? Oh, will it last? With another Rain of Fire, this could be the Expo kill. But then there's still the main. And at this point, Infi is going for the Haunted Gold Mine even. And he can't break it.
Happy has one single Acolyte.
Yep. And that one is about to die as well. Needs to use the coil.
Is Happy supply stuck? Can he not make more Acolytes?
I don't think so. Maybe by now he can. Oh,
in the north, Infi is finding more and more kills with the Knights and the other heroes. Really good splits of heroes and armies and everything between these two. This is really masterclass. But it's looking really good now for Infi. There's no question about that.
Sick trades constantly. This... Oh, Fiend survives actually. DK finds the Archmage. Has not enough mana to coil him. Second last Rain of Fire, I guess.
That shot between the bases, by the way, for Infi has been so valuable.
Ooh, Happy's not... Okay, he has enough lumber. Should be fine. This is so demanding. This entire series. So much multitasking necessary.
Infi's finding more and more kills level 2 now for the Paladin. One more Fiend is up for grabs right there. Happy saves it barely to the back. Infi saving his own units as well with the staff. Feels like Happy needs a hero killer too.
Yeah. Or commit everything to this town hall. But I guess it's not worth it. You will lose so much. Okay, Nova, level up. Is that level 3? No, it's level 2 only. And tanks are coming again. How
and I don't think there's narrow towers in the main.
I don't think so either.
And once again, AM can just staff onto the tanks. If he wants to.
I guess that's exactly what's happening here. GG! Happy knows that his gold mine would be falling. No way around that. Infi 2-0 versus Happy.
Wow.
Match points. 3 match points in a row. Happy is kind of a comeback machine. But this is so tough. That was Happy's best map. He lost against it already. Like against this tank style, against Romantic on this map. Infi realizing Happy might have an answer to every single challenge you create him when it comes to micro. But he can be overwhelmed.
That was just a beautiful game. There was like barely any mistakes in that game. You have to start looking really, really hard to find some. That was just... it was also very close. It could have swung either way pretty easily a couple of times. Happy loses 2 maps in a row. That happens very rarely only. Against Lin the last time, I guess.
Yeah, when was the last time he lost the best of 3 to 0? That didn't happen since his comeback, right? That cannot be.
Yeah, being tested today to his absolute limit. It's of course not over yet, but a 2-0 lead for Infi here is looking pretty damn good. Next map coming up will be Twisted Meadows. Remaining maps, other than that, are AZ and what's the last one?
Not LR, so Echo. Right?
Didn't Happy veto Echo?
Would make sense, yes.
Terranos. Ah, no, Happy veto Terranos, of course. Yeah. Okay. So should be Echo Isles then. All right. All the humans in the world rejoicing right now. Happy and Undead is not unbeatable. Infi is looking really, really, really strong. So is Happy. And it's been 2 very close games. This might be a 2-0 right now, but it was really on the edge,
yes.
Especially game 1. But also game 2 could have easily swung one way or the other.
One way or another. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. So they do take their time here, maybe a little break in between. I would leave you for a second if that's okay. You have to entertain the millions and millions of Warcraft fans for
yes.
minutes. Be right back.
Twisted Meadows has undergone a pretty interesting shift in this matchup. Used to be considered completely unplayable for human in pretty much any matchup, but most recently has been getting incorporated into the map pool against Undead more and more. Because, yeah, the danger for human on Twisted is that the camps are hard to creep early on, and it's unsafe oftentimes. But Undead early game pressure potential is very low. It's only a DK and skeletons, which can certainly be somewhat difficult to deal with, but it's a lot easier than Blade Master plus Grunts, or especially Farseer plus Grunts, and Demon Hunter plus Archers, plus perhaps Shadow Priests, and stuff like that. And if you drag out the game, if you go tier 3, if you're on 2 bases, there's plenty of creeps always to go around for the humans. Oftentimes, we see these games turning into tank games, and that certainly seems to be Infi's playstyle. Tanks, apparently a staple in his matchup against Undead once again, and, well, shouldn't surprise us. Has been looking really effective. Cheap units, less than 200 gold, forcing so much response from the opponent. And that's an investment you normally always can afford to make on 2 bases. Just need to get to tier 3. Need to get to tier 3 and not die. And that is hard enough already against Happy. But Infi has been able to do that really well. But maybe Happy can pull off an early game like he did against Sok again. Still steal 3 creeps, get level 3 DK right away, kill more peasants everywhere, punish the human early on really heavily, and get so far ahead that Infi doesn't even get to tier 3. Which is what happened against Sok.
Alright. Here we go. Match points for Infi. 3 in a row. The first major event of 2020 is about to be decided. Happy fighting uphill, needs to win 3 games in a row. On Twisted, needs to start the comeback. Against Infi, the Iceman. It was questionable at the end of December in what shape he is after losing to Soin at the Gold League. But I think this is quite an exclamation mark.
Yeah, I would absolutely not say that Happy's playing bad. By no means. He's playing this really well. Infi is just playing super well as well.
Did Infi lose a single map, by the way?
Did he not?
No. 2-0 fast, 2-0 Shishi, 2-0 Yumiko, 2-0 Focus, 2-0 Happy.
Jesus Christ.
This
dude.
man is on fire and 8-0.
He might be getting the Happy Award.
By defeating Happy, how ironic.
So builds here, looking very standard. Ted Fiend versus normal AM Ultra. I don't think it was a power build. That used to be played in the past, but not today.
Did we thank Guanzan for his 8-month resub?
Not yet.
Panzergeneral Infi. Shout out to Goody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Goody. So cross positions, by the way, for Infi, which is nice. You certainly don't want to be spawning close to the undead. That makes all things a little bit complicated. Happy, oftentimes nowadays, or most of the time, goes for creeping first. But on Twisted, it's actually kind of awkward for undead because you realistically only can creep the green camp, which oftentimes isn't even worth it. So this probably is going to force Happy to play aggressively right away, I would imagine. And looks like that's the plan.
Yeah, for the first
DK running across the map right away. But Shadow Priest going to be taken out right away. And the Rock Golem, no, the Mud Golem and then the Rock Golem after. And humans oftentimes nowadays don't even bother with the Trappers anymore. So we'll see how that goes.
It's time for an Acolyte last hit here. Oh, didn't get it. Level 2 for Infi and the Flute. How great for Archmage, Water Elemental, and maybe later tanks.
Yeah, and Happy at most can steal 1 creep over here. He can certainly kill quite a few peasants. That is the weakness you always expose yourself to with a build like that. 2 coils down, 2 peasants down. Another one will be getting killed by the skeletons. Oh, but nice footy block. Infi blocks the footman. The peasant still dies, but it's more damage on the DK. And 4th peasant gets denied, so only 75 experience for Death Knight.
Alright, this was not the expansion creep though, which is what Infi obviously needs. Tier 2 tech is on the way, so there's another opportunity for Happy to get some kills done.
Quite a few corpses left over here. Happy summons them from the creep camp and goes for the Trapper, actually. Okay, if he kills the Trapper and kills the Ogre Magi with a coil, that's gonna be his level 2. Fiend is coming in from the main. Fiend before Ziggurat, if you want to get really detailed into the build, is the playstyle nowadays. So you can have earlier range damage to steal things such as Ogre Magi easier.
Quite fascinating that we didn't see a single priest in this matchup, despite Infi being so good. But also no rifles, so it does make sense in the end. Happy again, skeletons, 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 so many of them. But the Chinese getting ready for second base. Happy, are you in a position to fight this yet? He is buying time.
Yep, the expansion will of course be coming up. There's no stopping that, but it's going to be quite delayed. Question is, how many last hits can Happy steal? That's the pressure of this aggressive early DK build. You really need to get level 2 just with kills and, well, creep steals and unit kills. And Infi, he's not pressuring the DK as much as he should here, honestly.
Is 1 coil maybe? Not too sure. Infi is dealing with the skeletons quite nicely, preventing every right click, but this Ogre Magi is packing quite a punch here. But now he's threatening the DK.
Yep. And no more Rods of Necromancy for Happy. Oh, the skeleton.
Nope.
Not happening this time.
Nope, not against Infi. Thank you, Mass Bash 95. 10 euro donation. Great games today. Nice Sunday at all. Thank you very much. Oh my god, Pendant of Energy, of course. Infi the nuts.
Quite a few of the units here are hurt, though, especially the Footman. When the Lich comes in, a Nova plus a few right clicks could easily lead to a number of kills. Infi needs a shop.
Yeah, Infi needs a lot. Tech should be at 80% at least.
Yeah, I think Happy's done already with the tech. And that's pretty good timing for the undead. Tech finished before the Human Expo finishes. Lich is about to come out. Once again, good scouting by Infi. AM in one position, Footy's in another, trying to minimize damage as much as he can.
But the Archmage is a little bit out of position, right? I mean, he's going into the base now. Oh, okay, Lich is not with the attack. Then I take everything back. No Nova against Mass Footman.
But also no AM here to pressure the Fiends. And by the looks of it, no defend yet either. Quite a few footmen. The way it's supposed to be. Oh, if the Arcane falls, though, that's a problem. And Happy aims for the Arcane. That's too much damage.
Yeah. And that's
that was so close to finish as well. That was like 2 seconds away.
Okay. Level up for the DK. Archmage is still not here. Footman more and more bruised, and the Lich is coming. Okay, Archmage is in the base. He's dealing with the Footman nicely. Lich will turn everything.
Yeah,
but
question
again,
is, can the AM cancel the tech? Yeah, he did. Okay.
He did, yeah. Infi again. This preventing tier 3. Crucial. But now it's time for Lich.
Oh, but look at the footy HP, dude.
Yeah,
they're
it's
all
not good.
super damaged. This shop is desperately needed.
Big Nova into these 3 militia. More and more kills. DK is very low. He needs the statue so bad. I guess this is soon to be over. This harass. Yes, he has to retreat. And Infi saved so many footmen.
But there's no towers up. If Happy heals up with the statue, if he keeps on pressuring, if the footman frontline falls, this is still dangerous for Infi. Here comes the statue.
Sorry for that little lag. Should be fine now. And the statue is a serious
Oh
danger.
my god.
No tech yet.
25 lumber, no tech for Infi.
Okay.
He absolutely needed to cancel that tier 3.
Which he did. And Happy is retreating here since all the footmen are healthy again. Another Nova, 1 new Nova in a bit.
Happy not even stutter stepping at all, just running back to the main. Interesting. With the aura, should be able to do some stutter stepping.
How delayed is this tech?
That's a lot of footmen, though. Happy kind of has to sit back now. He can't move out, otherwise footmen are just going to dive him in the back.
Happy splits his forces as well, expecting this Archmage play by Infi.
Water Elementals, just free experience. The statue changes everything in the mid-game. The regen it provides.
But he can't do damage anymore. He's not reducing the number of footmen. They're just waiting for the run by. So far, Happy is ready to defend it, but good scouting again.
Yeah, tech timing here for Happy is really important. Tier 3 should be like, I don't know, 60-70% now?
75, I think. DK sees this coming. Lich abandons the creep spot.
Oh, very close to done, in fact. More like 85%. So we're going to have Destroyer form upgrading soon, and the orb coming in, and then it's going to be much more difficult for these footmen to do anything. Plus, with the tech finished, the run by is also no longer so good. So, Infi must know an attack is imminent. Question is, how does he deal with it? Defensively, holding on at the expo, or the run bys?
More towers by Infi. But did he buy enough time?
Towers.
Yep. That's going to be a very late tier 3. It's most likely all about tanks again. So the longer he can prevent tier 3, the better for Happy.
And I kind of like that Infi is going so heavy on towers here. Because when you go super heavy towers, it's obviously a big investment. And then your opponent, if he sees all those towers, says, well, I guess I just counter expand. You just invested so much into towers. But if Happy counter expands, Infi could actually go to 3 bases. Because this is Twisted Meadows. This is the map for 3 base play.
Yeah. Ooh, Zeppelin. And Happy for once has no idea.
But he's finished on tier 3. Would love to see a telestaff again from him.
Yeah. We do have a flute on Happy's side as well. Some more damage from these fiends.
There we go, telestaff. Nice.
Lich got the orb. Is not home. Tower up. First one.
Yeah, he's expecting this.
That's exactly what Infi did when he played Orc against him. And Happy was able to defend that.
Happy's playing perfectly against this. Since the statue back into the main, ready to morph into Destroyer, tower ready, staff purchased as well.
Happy's going for the main, not the expo. All footmen in the Zeppelin.
Is Infi going to Blizzard again? I would expect that.
He's at the shop. Yeah. So there we go. 2 towers up. But here comes the Archmage. No one to the workers. Blizzard it is again. With this amount of footmen, can you just kill the Haunted Goldmine if Happy's not TPing? 1 Destroyer there. TP instantly. Kills 2 towers. Kind of with a couple of workers, but the Haunted is in trouble, needs more and more repair. Infi is TPing out. Is the damage enough? Doesn't seem like it. Repair is in time. Lich levels up. Couple of footmen killed. Haunted Goldmine survives.
Close. Infi was also really close to being broken in the main there. This game, once again, razor thin.
On a knife's edge for sure. No TP, no more, but level 4. More towers. Tier 3, 40%. How much time can he buy with the first couple of tanks? 3 destroyers. Not much mana on them, though.
Only 4 or 5 footmen are left, but some of them are half dead.
Yeah.
So that won't be too effective dropping into the main anymore. But good tower positioning now. Being placed pretty far behind the wall, so the fiends can't attack it too easily.
Okay. Happy goes for it now. Without the Orb of Annihilation, is this still working? First one.
It's a lot of damage. The aura here certainly also helping out the flute for Happy. It's only 2 guard towers ready at the moment. This is a lot of pressure into Infi's main.
Happy loses a destroyer to the tower. A rare sight, but if he gets the Mountain King in return, he stops his progress. Well done. How about the Haunted Goldmine now? The ghouls deal with this pretty much single-handedly. DK is home. What did the Lich do? He's
Double staff this time by Happy.
Double staff. Okay.
That's the adjustment. That is the adjustment in the 3rd game. I like that. The Fiends could just stay in the main. I think the Fiends should stay in the main and pressure there.
There's a coil ready. Nova, not really. Zeppelin for the rescue.
Cool game again. Cool game again, but Infi struggling this time much more than before. 35 supply only for the human.
He could get quite a few kills here now with the next Blizzard, but Happy, of course, knows.
The Destroyer's here now. He has vision above the trees. This pressure is about to end, I think. Yeah. AM staff's out.
Not even tanks early, like going immediately for gyros.
This is a cool game. Both players now have learned from this best of 5 and are starting to adjust and are learning from each other. They're bringing each other to the edge. Super cool.
Yeah. Mountain King, no progress. Happy stealing more camps. Second shop. Maybe even preventing the next Invo potion on this Archmage, which makes the Blizzard play a lot harder.
3rd Masonry upgrade is coming in, by the way. One of my personal favorites.
Makes it very hard to kill towers.
But Infi has held. Man, this was super scary.
Yeah.
But Infi holds on. Happy falls back on his way to creep the gold mine. Seemingly ready to counter-expand.
He knows that there's no Zeppelin drop coming. Is there an Acolyte moving in already? Could be a good timing. So far, his scouting was really good this entire series.
Here comes the first tank. But 1 tank is not enough to force much of a response. Not even 2 necessarily. 3. That's where the number begins.
I wonder if the Lich staff is enough to deal with it. 0/0 upgrades at the moment. Because the orb was lacking in the defense for Happy in the first 2 games. So no -4 armor. The tanks survive a lot longer, do more damage.
With the Lich orb and staff, Happy should be able to hold off against 3 tanks without having to come in with the army, I think.
Oh, Pendant of Mana and the Pendant of Energy and Ruined Bracers. These items are really good.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so much mana. Oh my.
Happy sitting at 50. Same for Infi. But Infi is starting to creep up heavily, and guess what? We're moving towards 3 bases.
Here's the first tank arriving. Red spot for the Chinese gives him a spell shield.
Honestly, against Happy, mostly useless. Happy almost never hero focuses.
Yeah.
That tank, though. Can the tank get the cancel?
Yeah. Haunted Goldmine gone. And he's expanding for the 2nd time. Can the Necropolis even survive? I kind of question that. Happy if things don't change. He's losing a best of 5, 3-0. That has most likely never happened since he came back to the scene. Infi 1.5k. And yeah, this necropolis is dead, and therefore Happy supply stuck.
Happy smelling the third base. That's important.
Double cannon tower rules. Dreadlord for the Carrion Swarm. Another adjustment. Happy is changing a lot.
Yep. Sleep also valuable against the Pally.
And against the Staff Archmage.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Forcing more town portals, more gold.
Levels now on Infi, second and third hero, are level 2, I think, for both Pally and MK. DK is very close to 5. This might be the game for hero kill, by the way. Sleep the Pally, Coil Nova, if this DK gets to 5.
There is the Amulet of Spell Shield against the sleep, though. And therefore, it's pretty good.
Ah, true. True. Has a long cooldown, though.
Yeah. More creeping, more gearing up.
Oh, Infi creeping the Lab of Happy without Water Elementals is actually super hard to do.
Yeah, Magic Immune Rock Golem. This does take some time.
Happy solo creeping his Dreadlord is going to jump to level 2 really quickly. Whew! Interesting game, interesting game.
It feels like Happy needs to do something. It's constantly 2 base, 1 base.
But he's got the stronger heroes. And at the moment, Infi doesn't really have an army. But he has tons of cash. More than 2,000 gold for Infi.
2 meat wagons.
Double wagon. Isn't that a little overkill?
Against this amount of tanks, probably. Here we go again. Blizzard. Onto the Haunted Gold Mine. Is there the necessary amount of defense? We have 2 heroes here this time, but no Fiend with Web. So, quite easy. And the undead heroes are off the map now.
Man, this is a cool game.
Happy's pretty broke.
Yep,
And
that's true.
Okay,
But Happy has insane heroes. 4-4-3, I think it is now.
He needs to get something done with the heroes, sooner or later.
Double Zeppelin by Infi, by the way.
Okay, here we go. 2 wagons and Archmage again. Is the staff on cooldown? Maybe? Okay, Lich is still here. Nova on this mountain. Coil dodges it with an invul. What a save! And there is not enough repair. He finally kills the Haunted Gold Mine at the 5th, 6th, 7th attempt. What a destructive force.
The tanks are doing it again. Happy not expecting the 4 tanks to come in. That along with Blizzard, just way too much damage. And Happy is broke. He can't even afford a new Haunted at the moment. Needs to sell some items soon.
Nova.
Infi trying to kill more buildings. The MK almost died right there.
Haunted Gold Mine resummoned now.
3,000 gold for Infi, by the way.
Happy needs some kind of income somehow. This is stopped. Infi's multitasking is insane. How many tanks do we see this game? 2. The rest is all done by heroes and a Zeppelin.
Yeah. But more tanks are coming. Quite a few more. With more upgrades. And with more upgrades over time, they do become quite a bit scarier.
Subi Mask and Big Mana. For the Dreadlord, he's getting all the items. But it's not enough. So far.
But there's a Necro in the bottom right. If Happy can establish a base there as well and defend them.
We do have Web now. Archmage,
Zeppelin
can he be
taken out.
nuked? It's just a TP. Another hero maybe. Coil Nova! Bye-bye, Mountain King.
That's a lot of damage.
Yep.
And don't forget, the Dreadlord isn't even in this. Once he joins the party, there's going to be Carrion Swarm on top of all this.
Yeah. Got the claws, which is nice for the Lich. More damage always appreciated.
But more and more tanks are being pooled. More and more upgrades are coming in. Infi just spent a lot of his resources. He just invested 1.5k into units and upgrades.
Okay. Infi could never establish a third base.
Tank drop is on the way again.
With weaponed wagons, this should be an easy defense, though. Relatively.
I think this Dreadlord really needs a tele-staff, though.
Yeah. Triple staff, then must be the case. Must be the play.
Happy scouting everywhere for a third base. Oh, Zeppelin number 2 with another pair of tanks. Should be seeing the Blight at the bottom right. And that should be an easy kill for those tanks.
Yeah, it's nighttime, but still.
Yep,
Check maybe.
unloads them.
There is a TP. Invul used very early on this Paladin. So how much can Happy do with this? And will he still be able to react to the tank drop? Just the TP, good nuke. That's the level up for the Lich. Crystal Ball, very helpful. Would have been for Happy, especially.
Infi just value-wise is getting further and further ahead.
Yeah.
Keeping Happy on one base.
Yeah.
Staffs coming in everywhere. And he's trying to equalize the hero deficit. He's trying to creep up and find some more levels. I think a Garg for Happy wouldn't have been too bad against the Zeppelin.
Also very fast, lots of scouting. Staff out here. And here's the power of the Dreadlord with sleep. He has tons and tons and tons and tons of mana.
Doubles the tank drop again.
Yep, double tank drop. He gets one web.
The web, so he can't unload. Oh, Happy should not kill the Zeppelin.
He doesn't. He ignores it. Archmage is in. Again, Blizzard wants the Haunted Goldmine for the second time. Now the Zeppelin cannot hold, but TP in. Huge damage. Happy is not reacting to this in time. There is an Archmage kill, but okay, but the Haunted Goldmine dies as well. Archmage level 5 dead.
It's a lot of resources lost.
The tanks
4 tanks plus AM.
1,300 gold. You can easily get him back.
True.
But maybe this is the time for the necessary second gold mine. No tanks anymore.
Coming up, and for once, no tanks on the field.
Yeah. Happy has some time to breathe.
Oh boy. But new towers are coming. Infi getting ready for the third base again. Man, this game.
This series. Second base up, but totally not protected at all.
Good job by Happy here. Splitting up his forces once again. If the main is dry for Infi.
Oh yeah.
Only
He's
one base
playing
income.
One base tanks is not good. There's another one coming up in the upper right?
Yes, that's what Infi is trying to establish.
Yeah.
Don't know if Happy has scouted it yet.
Another attack. He killed all the towers in the bottom right.
Dude, the Fiend squad to just deal with towers coming up is actually so smart.
Yeah. There's no necropolis. He can't staff on the Haunted. He's trying to save the Acolytes. But that is another mine gone. He unsummons, gets some resources back, and at the same time attacks the newly built gold mine in the upper right. Man, Happy, Infi, and Twisted. What a match made in heaven for their playstyle.
This game is so good, man. I would have despaired a long time ago with all this multitasking.
Yes, everyone would, I guess.
Oh, the Dreadlord in a dangerous position here.
Stormbolt.
That could be a Stormbolt surround.
Knight's a little slow to react. And to sleep to prevent the next one. Ghouls are dealing with the tanks as well. DK is here. Towers cancelled. 2 gyros for free, but... Oh, the Dreadlord again in trouble? Frost armor helps so much.
5 tanks, though.
Yep. 5 tanks and a Black Citadel that is only limited repair possible due to Blizzard. He holds for now, but 2 tanks are not attacking. If they join, yeah, it's dead again.
And the Dreadlord dies! Happy not ready there with the coil.
Oh, this might be the end right here. No Haunted Goldmine for Happy at the moment. No Necropolis at all. The tanks are cleaning house. GG! The rare instant of Happy losing, but not only that, 3-0. Infi found the solution. Fortitude found the solution, actually, and Infi picks it up. 3 times in a row, tanked, and Infi wins the first major of 2020.
Super well played. In a high stack tournament, Infi gets first place. Not dropping a map. How insane is that?
Yeah. Flawless
Shishi,
tournament.
Yumi, Focus, Happy. All eliminated.
By no means bad opponents. There's the bracket again. Yeah. He started his run with a 2-0 against Shishi. Warden didn't work. 2-0 against Yumiko. That wasn't even remotely close. Today, Focus had no chance, and Happy had no chance as well. 11-0. Infi. Against every race, he just played flawless. Tempted to say Kingfi is back when he plays like this.
Yeah. And we always knew he had this potential. In the group stage at WGL, he didn't even make it out. That was such a surprise. Yeah. Of course, super hard group for him there. But he's always one of the top 6. And today, looking actually even quite a bit better than Happy, which is something we get to say very, very rarely.
$4,300 to his bank account. That makes him maybe the most successful player. Yeah, he broke 10,000 as well. Kind of tied with Focus now for the most successful player in 2020, which doesn't say too much. But that was, the first one-on-one major. Quite an exclamation mark by Infi. Still, massive props to Happy. Slaughtering Sock like this. Playing on a 160 ping. And still making to the finals. It's pretty impressive. And yeah, we have another tournament coming up next week. The second major of 2020. The Chinese New Year's Cup starts Tuesday. We will start the broadcast on Wednesday with the group of Sock, Moon, WFZ, and Focus. Quite entertaining. Thursday, it's Infi, Yumiko, Fly, and Colorful. Before Friday, we get another edition of Happy versus 120. Tomiko and Remind in that group as well. And during the weekend, there's going to be the playoffs, single elimination, round of 8. We will cast that. And Rising Star Cup and 2-on-2 tournament by the Hive Workshop. That's quite a packed week coming up.
Absolutely. This year is starting off well. First week was a little bit slow, but now we're really getting into gear. Champion of the first big tournament is Infi, and the next big tournament only 1 week away. We're quite blessed, Neo. So many awesome tournaments coming our way. Who's going to be the champion there? Could it be Infi again? 2-time tourney champion in January. Honestly, if he keeps on playing like this, I wouldn't be very surprised.
Well, we'll see. What happens when he plays against Lin? What happens when he plays against 120? So I guess it's going to be a different game.
Isn't Lin missing from Chinese New Year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
But everyone else is there pretty much.
So that's it for today. 4,800 people watching. I wonder if we crack the 5K. That would be pretty insane for Sunday, 1 p.m. Thank you all for tuning in. We're back next week. Our schedule is up at backtowarcraft.com. Have fun with the other guys. Streaming today. I guess there's going to be quite some content later. Have a wonderful Sunday. See you Wednesday. Thanks for the support. And yeah, spread the word. Warcraft is back. 2020 is our year. See you in a couple of days.